I'm excited whenever it comes to knowledge of this sort. I will always acknowledge mercy. I'll always acknowledge God's preordination choice. Today, once more, on numbers and colors, it makes me happy because some of these things are things that's been veiled from us. But they rule from the realm. The topic, numbers and colors, is a topic that we should not trifle with. Today, we're going to be talking about the divine connection with colors and numbers. Things that is bigger than man, control man from the realm. The capital things of our lives were decided before we were born. There are certain things that man must not ignore. We have ignored these things in the time past, and we can't keep on ignoring them. Numbers and colors are deeper than we can imagine. There are numbers that connect direct to the divine. It is more in the knowing than in the practice. When you do practice of something you lack knowledge of, it becomes occultism. We are not here to talk about that. We are talking about the revelational insight into numbers and colors for us to know that some numbers connect directly to the divine. Some numbers are point where the divine meets with the terrestrial. There must be a celestial cum terrestrial convergence before there can be a great destiny on earth. It was not a coincidence that Jesus was born at a designated time, designated place, designated date. It was not a coincidence that his ministry lasted 3.5. It was not a coincidence that he was crucified on a particular day and then he stayed on the cross for certain hours. It was not a coincidence that he couldn't stay in the grave beyond 3 days. We must come to the point where we begin to dig into the depth of why these things were that way, because we are talking about the Son of God, which means God was clearly involved in all of it. When Moses went to the mountain, he stayed in the mountain for 40 days, and then Moses couldn't come down for 6 hours. And Aaron introduced Israel to the golden calf. It wasn't a coincidence that Jesus was on the cross for 6 hours. It wasn't a coincidence that he has a designated height. Why the number 6? What is the connection between this number 6? We just learned that the delay of Moses coming down from the mountain was for 6 hours. And then we have seen that Yahshua was on the cross for 6 hours. Why did he declare Messianism at the age of 30 and then his ministry lasted for just 3.5? That was the time of his show. Why was it that when he was apprehended, because of course I am thinking that Judas never knew that he wouldn't disappear. I am thinking that that was part of why he wanted to play on the Jews, take money from them, and then when they want to apprehend the Messiah, Jesus would definitely disappear. I'm thinking he believed that. But you see, Judas didn't know that the time of testimony of Yahshua was already over. He can't disappear because there is a time when the testimony of a man must be over. And so he was apprehended because of the mystery of numbers. Then they took him to Calvary and he was crucified. Why did it happen that when it was 6 hours, Yahshua said, "It is finished"? And then the Bible said that he gave up the ghost. Why did he not exceed 6 hours? And then when he was laid to rest in the grave, after 3 days he rose. Remember that while he was alive, he kept on saying that he will rise after 3 days. So he knew, he clearly knew. Why the number 3? Why didn't he stay till 5 days? Why didn't he stay till 4 days? It wasn't a coincidence that the luminary body, the greater light, was created on the fourth day. And it wasn't also a coincidence that Judah was born as the fourth son of Jacob. It wasn't a coincidence that God created man on the sixth day and rested on the seventh. It wasn't a coincidence that Nebuchadnezzar heated the furnace 7 times and God appeared in the fire to identify with the four Hebrews, with the three Hebrew boys, to identify with the three Hebrew boys. We can't we can't downplay on these things. We can't downplay on divine connotation to numbers. There are some issues that answers to numbers. There are some issues that answers to colors. We are not talking about the practice. We are talking about the knowledge. The knowledge that will give us access to the deep things of life and the deep things of the earth. There was a reason that Jesus couldn't stay in the grave beyond 3 days. There was a reason that he stayed on the cross for 6 hours. There's a reason to why you have connection to the numbers you have, because the day a man is born has covenant with the man and the man's destiny. And that is why your assignment and your purpose on earth runs on time. It runs on time because there is a designated number, because of the mystery of number. There's a designated number assigned to that assignment. And when you get, if you are 20 today, you can no longer be 10. And if you are 30, you can't go back to 20. That is what we are talking about. So these things are junctions of life. You should be able to understand that when you get to 30, that there is something about the number 3. You should be able to find out what each junction has for you and your destiny. What is it that destiny has for you at age 40? What is it that destiny has for you at age 50? What is it that destiny has for you at age 70? Because there is mystery to numbers. So that when you get to 50, you will not behave 40. You will know that there's a destiny that is attached to the number 50. And there are certain things you can no longer accomplish when you are 70. So understanding, study to understand the mystery of numbers is to help us know that the destiny we came to earth with and the assignment we came to accomplish runs on the mystery of numbers. And then it will also help us to know how to deal with numbers and then colors. I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you so much.